Hi, today I'm working on something a little different. It's another project of mine that I kind of neglected probably for about the last 3 to 5 years. I had it running for a bit, well, kind of rebuilt it and had it running for a bit and was never happy how it ran. I did a lot of new different things on this rebuild, and some things were just trial and error, but right now I'm just lapping the valves. They were brand new valve put in I made last time, but from sitting for a while they kind of got bad on me, got rusted sheets, and I'm just lapping the valves in right now. Take your time. I know it's might not be the best way for some people, but the way I do it. Sometimes I lap it in by hand. Take your time, but make sure you never get the lapping compound on the stem, or you're going to ground out your stem. You just go back and forth. And keep it at slow RPM. Not a race. And then I'll clean this up and we'll see where we are from there. Well, I'm making a gasket for the intake and the carburetor. Here's a little easy trick to do when you're making a gasket. Just match it up and take a hammer. Oops, backwards. Just take a hammer and tap around the edges where you got a cut, and just flip it over, and it copies where you need to put a hole in. It's an easy way for me, so I don't know if that might help you guys. Okay, I got the head back together. The new valves were put in. Well, they don't look new valves, but they were. I made them quite a long time ago and kind of neglected them. Like I said, they probably sat in a pail of water for about 3 to 5 years, so that's my own fault. Whatever. Life goes on. This engine, when I had it, it didn't have that very good compression. You get it going, but you had to get two people to constantly whip the flywheels over about 10 times and finally catch up. And just had no compression. So I pulled the cylinder out and everything. It was worn, it was pitted. And then, so we took the cylinder off, went and got it bored out. My brother did that at his work. And but then the problem with the piston was going to be too small. And time I really didn't want to make a core and everything up to pattern to make a piston, so we came up with an idea with sleever piston. So what I did is I turned the old piston down about half of the thickness of the piston, and I made it stepped. If you look right here, that's the new cast iron, and that's the old cast iron. And then I put the little grub screws and pinned them in, that way nothing would ever move on me. That way I could put new ring lands in. There's a couple of new piston pins. Oh. And you can see where the old piston, where it broke a long time ago, and I stitched it so that way it just wouldn't move anymore, crack anymore. But there's the old piston thickener, and here's the new piston thickener. So It was something different to try. It's definitely a lot of work to do. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do. But so when we got it running, I had it in the garage running for about, I don't know, exactly about 2 minutes. I turned my phone off, literally walked around the engine. The stupid bolt came out of the cam gear. And that smashed up against the crank and it exploded. And, well, I shouldn't say exploded, it jammed and it broke into a bunch of pieces. So I haven't had too good a luck with this engine so far, but I figured it'd be time to put it back together since I've left it sitting out resting for one too many years. So that's the story of it so far. So now I'll go out and see if I can hone the block out a little bit and put the piston in. And I'll show you the next step. Okay, I got the Ranger on now. I've already put in these rings in the cylinder to make sure they're seating the cylinder properly, and I know there's the ring gaps. That'll be another different episode. I'll do something on rings in the future. It's always a good idea to make sure you oil them up good and separate them at least 180 degrees from each other for the ring gaps. That way you got no air escaping through. Like that, and just oil the piston down really good, and then next I will put the piston in the engine. Yeah, I've oiled the cylinder, so well, it's all cleaned up, and I oiled the cylinder up very good, that way it's not dry. And that's what I was telling you about where the cam gear that bolt broke and came off the shaft and smashed into the crank arm. So luckily there was no other damage than this, so always something happened with these old engines. I'm starting to get my 6-horse Famous back together. I got the cam gear on. I've got it all timed. Fuel pump working. And I even set up the trip. Got a nice hot spark now, so all I got left to do is put the head on and maybe make a gasket or two. Put it right there. Full stroke.
Horsepower International Harvester. One of our bigger engines. Not the biggest, but one of the bigger ones. First time running this thing. Right now we don't have the fuel pump, but it has been the fuel pump down there, and that's the new casting. We cast that. Took a copy of an original one, and right now it's not hooked up. We're just running off gas off the fuel bowl. And that's the carburetor. That's the clutch. The belt that rides on there. And we pull the handle, this handle in and out to disengage and engage the clutch. You might have a hard time hearing me. We don't have a muffler on it yet. Okay, we're just going to see what this thing's running for RPM. About 200. About 200 RPMs. We bought it in an auction 10 years ago, something like that, and we've had to rebuild a few things. There we go. Just running out of gas in the carburetor. We'll let it run down. Factory drip oiler. That's the governor weights. When they fly out, they stop it from tripping. Now is a 6 horsepower international harvester. Thanks for watching.